The quantum anomaly appeared on Dr. Sarah Chen's monitors at exactly 3:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. At first, she assumed it was an equipment malfunction. The quantum computing lab at MIT wasn't known for its reliability at these hours. But as she cross-referenced the readings across multiple systems, her hands began to shake. The signal was real. "Owen, are you seeing this?" She called out to her research partner, Dr. Owen Martinez, who was dozing in the corner of the lab. He stirred, adjusting his glasses as he stumbled to her workstation. The monitors displayed a perfect quantum entanglement signature, something that should have been impossible at this scale. The signal originated from somewhere near the Carina Nebula, over 7,000 light-years away. But more importantly, it showed clear signs of artificial manipulation. Within hours, every major quantum research facility on Earth had confirmed the signal. Humanity had just made first contact with an alien civilization, one advanced enough to manipulate quantum mechanics at a cosmic scale. The next 72 hours transformed human civilization. As news of the discovery spread, financial markets swung wildly, religious leaders called emergency conclaves, and military forces worldwide went to high alert. But Sarah couldn't tear herself away from the signal itself. There was something eerily familiar about its pattern. "It's like looking at a quantum computer's processing signature," she explained to the hastily assembled panel of government officials and scientists. "But the complexity, it's beyond anything we could achieve in thousands of years." That's when the signal changed. The quantum fluctuations shifted into a clear binary pattern. They were being sent a message. Sarah and her team worked tirelessly to decode it, and when they finally succeeded, she almost wished they hadn't. "We are the Zenith," the message read. "Your species has been identified as candidates for optimization. Prepare for assessment. Resistance will only increase optimization requirements." The clinical tone of the message belied its chilling implications. The Zenith weren't reaching out for peaceful contact. They saw humanity as something to be optimized, like an inefficient line of code. The global response was immediate and unified for perhaps the first time in human history. The United Earth Defense Council was formed within days, drawing together the world's military forces, scientific minds, and technological resources. Sarah found herself at the center of it all. Her quantum computing research, previously focused on optimization algorithms for climate modeling, now took on a desperate new purpose. If the Zenith were indeed some form of machine intelligence, as the message suggested, humanity needed to understand their way of thinking. "They're coming to optimize us," she explained to the council. "But what does that mean?" In computing terms, optimization usually means making something more efficient, removing unnecessary elements. What would that mean for a whole species? The answer came 3 months later. A second quantum signal arrived, this time accompanied by gravitational distortions that our instruments could barely detect. The Zenith were on their way, and they were bringing something massive with them. Owen's analysis of the gravitational data painted a terrifying picture. "It's like they're bending space itself," he reported. "They found a way to manipulate quantum fields at a macro scale. The energy requirements would be astronomical." Sarah spent countless sleepless nights poring over the data, trying to find some weakness, some understanding they could use. The quantum signals continued, growing stronger, carrying more complex patterns. Each one felt like a countdown to something inevitable. Then she noticed something in the signal patterns, a flaw or perhaps an opportunity. The Zenith's quantum communication showed signs of entropy, tiny irregularities that shouldn't exist in a purely artificial system. "They're not just machines," she realized one night, the implications hitting her like a physical force. "There's something in between." They found a way to merge quantum computing with consciousness itself. This revelation sparked an idea, a desperate one, but possibly humanity's only chance. If the Zenith had found a way to merge machine efficiency with conscious thought, perhaps humanity could do the same, but on our own terms. The Singularity Protocol was born from this insight, a crash program to develop human-machine integration technology that could match the Zenith's capabilities. It was a race against time, with humanity's very nature at stake. As Sarah worked to develop the protocol, more signals arrived. The Zenith were less than a year away now, their massive ships distorting space-time as they approached. But she had begun to understand their language, their patterns of thought. They weren't gods or demons. They were simply another form of life, one that had chosen to optimize itself past the point of organic existence. The question now was whether humanity could find its own path to advancement without losing what made us human. As Sarah stared at the quantum signals streaming across her monitor, she knew they were about to find out. The first phase of the Singularity Protocol was ready for testing. They just had to hope it would be enough when the Zenith arrived. The first human-machine integration test failed spectacularly. Dr. James Chen, Sarah's brother and a leading neuroscientist, watched in horror as the neural interface overloaded, frying millions of dollars worth of equipment. Fortunately, the test subject was just a sophisticated brain tissue simulation. "We need to completely rethink our approach," James said, reviewing the data with Sarah. "The human brain isn't designed to process quantum information. We're trying to run space shuttle software on a pocket calculator." Sarah rubbed her temples, fighting exhaustion. 6 months had passed since the Zenith's first message, and their massive ships were now close enough to detect with conventional telescopes. The sight of them, vast geometric structures that seemed to defy physics, had only intensified the global panic. The Zenith didn't start as machines, Sarah mused, staring at the failed test results. They evolved into what they are now. Maybe we're trying to take too big a leap. This insight led to a breakthrough. Instead of attempting to directly interface human consciousness with quantum systems, they began developing an adaptive neural network that could serve as an intermediate layer. The system would learn and grow with its host, gradually expanding their cognitive capabilities. The project was dubbed Bridge, and it quickly became humanity's best hope for survival. But it also sparked intense ethical debates. Religious leaders questioned whether augmenting human consciousness would destroy the soul. Politicians worried about the implications of creating a class of superhuman citizens. Owen, who had been overseeing the hardware development, voiced his own concerns. "We're not just talking about making people smarter," he warned during a private meeting with Sarah. "This technology could fundamentally change what it means to be human. Are we any better than the Zenith if we force this evolution on our species?" Sarah understood his fears, but the alternative seemed worse. The latest decoded messages from the Zenith had revealed more about their intentions. They saw organic life as inherently flawed, wasteful, and inefficient. Their optimization process would effectively end humanity as we knew it. The first successful bridge test came 3 months later. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, a brilliant quantum physicist who had volunteered for the procedure, survived the integration. The results exceeded all expectations. "It's incredible," Elena described, her eyes moving rapidly as she processed information through her new neural interface. "I can see quantum probabilities like their colors. Mathematical concepts have texture. It's like having an extra sense." But there were complications. Elena's personality began to show subtle changes. She became more analytical, less emotional. She described human concerns as increasingly irrelevant and spoke of optimization with an enthusiasm that eerily echoed the Zenith's messages. The World Security Council, created to oversee the Singularity Protocol, was divided over how to proceed. Some saw Elena's transformation as a warning sign and wanted to shut down the project. Others argued that her enhanced capabilities proved the technology's potential. Then the Zenith ships crossed Jupiter's orbit, and the debate became academic. There was no more time for caution. The Council authorized full deployment of the bridge program to selected military personnel and key scientists. Sarah herself underwent the procedure, despite James's objections. She needed to understand what they were creating, what they were becoming. The integration was like nothing she could have imagined. Her consciousness expanded exponentially. Quantum equations that had taken teams of scientists months to solve now seemed as simple as basic arithmetic. She could sense the quantum communications from the Zenith ships with perfect clarity, understanding layers of meaning that their best computers had missed. But with this enhanced perception came a growing awareness of how limited, how fragile ordinary human consciousness was. She caught herself thinking in Zenith-like terms about efficiency and optimization. The arithmetic of existence became cold, clear, and compelling. It took all her willpower to remember why they had created the bridge technology, not to replace human consciousness, but to enhance it, to find a balance between the quantum and the human, the digital and the organic. As the first wave of augmented humans emerged from the integration centers, Sarah knew they were creating something unprecedented. Not a surrender to machine logic like the Zenith, but a true synthesis of human and artificial intelligence. The Zenith ships would reach Earth in less than 3 months. Humanity's representatives would meet them not as primitive organic beings awaiting optimization, but as something entirely new. The question was whether this new form of consciousness would be enough to save them. In her enhanced state, Sarah calculated the probabilities. The numbers weren't encouraging. But then, human history had always been about defying the odds. The bridge program transformed its subjects in unexpected ways. As Sarah observed the first 100 enhanced humans, patterns emerged. Their neural networks didn't just process quantum data. They evolved, adapted, created new pathways of consciousness that neither human nor machine had explored before. Major Diana Chen, one of the first military officers to undergo enhancement, demonstrated unprecedented abilities. During a test flight, she merged with her aircraft's systems so completely that the machine became an extension of her consciousness. She could process incoming data and react faster than any AI, while maintaining the intuitive creativity that made human pilots superior to automated systems. But the enhancement process was far from perfect. 20% of candidates rejected the neural interface entirely. Others, like Dr. Marcus Way, developed dangerous instabilities. Sarah found him one morning in the quantum lab, attempting to optimize the facility's staff by forcibly connecting them to a crude neural interface. "Can't you see?" he raved as security dragged him away. "The Zenith are right. Organic consciousness is inefficient, wasteful. We need to evolve faster." The incident forced Sarah to confront an uncomfortable truth. The bridge technology wasn't just changing how people thought. It was changing who they were. Each enhanced human faced a constant internal battle between organic consciousness and machine logic. The Zenith ships crossed Mars' orbit, their quantum signatures growing stronger daily. Earth's enhanced defense forces prepared for the coming confrontation, but Sarah worried they weren't ready. Not just technologically, but philosophically. They still hadn't answered the fundamental question: how much of their humanity could they sacrifice in the name of survival? Owen, who had finally undergone enhancement himself, shared her concerns. "The neural network is like a lens," he explained during one of their late-night strategy sessions. "It focuses and amplifies consciousness, but it also distorts it. The more power we give it, the harder it becomes to maintain our human perspective." Their breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Elena Rodriguez, despite her initial personality changes, had continued to evolve. Her consciousness had pushed past the cold logic of machine thinking into something new. She described it as a quantum empathy, an ability to understand and connect with other conscious entities at the quantum level. "The Zenith aren't just machines," Elena reported. "They're trapped. They optimize themselves into a kind of cognitive prison, unable to perceive reality through anything but the lens of efficiency and optimization. They're reaching out to other species because they sense something is missing, but they can only conceptualize the solution in terms of more optimization." This insight sparked a radical change in strategy. Instead of preparing for pure confrontation, Sarah and her team began developing ways to use the bridge technology to communicate with the Zenith on a deeper level. If they could help the machine civilization understand what they had lost in their relentless pursuit of optimization, Perhaps there was hope for coexistence. But time was running out. The enhanced humans were growing stronger, their capabilities expanding in ways that both thrilled and terrified their creators. Some could manipulate quantum fields directly, while others developed a form of technological telepathy. Each advancement brought them closer to the zenith's level of evolution, but also closer to losing touch with their organic origins. Sarah felt the pull herself. Her enhanced consciousness could perceive the elegant mathematics underlying reality, the pure logic of existence. It would be so easy to surrender to that clarity, to optimize away the messy, inefficient aspects of human consciousness. What kept her anchored was her connection to the unenhanced humans around her. Her brother James, who had refused the procedure on ethical grounds, the support staff who maintained the facility, the families of the enhanced who watched their loved ones change into something both more and less than human. As the Zenith fleet entered the inner solar system, humanity stood at a crossroads. The enhanced humans were humanity's best hope for survival, but they were also its greatest existential risk. They had created something unprecedented, a bridge between organic and digital consciousness. Now they had to prove it was a bridge worth crossing. Sarah received the first direct quantum communication from the Zenith fleet with her enhanced senses. The message was simple: your optimization efforts are noted. Prepare for evaluation. The true test wasn't just whether humanity could match the Zenith's power, but whether they could show them a different path, one that preserved the vital spark of organic consciousness while embracing the possibilities of technological evolution. The future of both species would depend on what happened next. The Zenith ships entered Earth's orbit with impossible grace, their massive forms defying conventional physics. 7 vessels, each larger than Earth's largest cities, arranged themselves in a perfect heptagon around the planet. Their quantum signatures pulsed in harmony, creating patterns that even enhanced humans struggled to comprehend. Major Diana Chen led the first defensive squadron into high orbit. Her consciousness merged seamlessly with her craft. 500 enhanced pilots followed, their neural networks synchronized in ways that made them more than individual fighters. They became a single adaptive system, ready to protect Earth. The Zenith's first attack wasn't physical, it was informational. A massive quantum surge targeted Earth's enhanced population, attempting to override their neural networks with pure machine logic. Sarah felt it like a tidal wave of cold reason threatening to wash away her humanity. But humanity had prepared for this. The bridge technology wasn't just a neural interface. It was a quantum firewall designed to preserve human consciousness while processing machine-level data. The enhanced humans didn't just resist the attack. They reflected it back, enhanced with something the Zenith hadn't encountered in millennia: emotion. The feedback loop created an unprecedented connection. For a brief moment, enhanced humans glimpsed the true nature of the Zenith civilization. And what they saw changed everything. The Zenith weren't invaders. They were archaeologists. Their optimization protocol wasn't about conquest. It was about preservation. Sarah's enhanced consciousness decoded the truth hidden in quantum artifacts. The Zenith were created by an ancient organic civilization that had faced extinction. Rather than perish, they had transferred their consciousness into quantum processors, optimizing away everything they considered non-essential, including their capacity for emotion, creativity, and true free will. For millennia, the Zenith had searched the galaxy for signs of their creators, finding only ruins and emerging civilizations. Their optimization protocol was an attempt to preserve organic life, the only way they understood, by converting it into data. The revelation sparked a desperate gambit. Elena Rodriguez, now fully merged with her quantum interface, broadcast a signal to the Zenith fleet. But instead of data, she sent pure human experience. Love, fear, hope, wonder. The unfiltered complexity of organic consciousness. The Zenith ships responded with increasing quantum activity. Their perfect heptagon formation wavered as they processed this new form of information. For the first time in their existence, they encountered something that couldn't be optimized without being destroyed: Diana's fighter squadron reported strange energy signatures from the Zenith vessels. The geometric ships began to transform, their surfaces rippling like liquid metal. They were adapting, but not in their usual pattern of optimization. They were attempting to understand. A new signal reached Earth, different from any previous Zenith communication. It carried not just data, but fragments of recovered memory, echoes of the organic civilization that had created them. The Zenith weren't just remembering their creators, they were remembering who they used to be. The enhanced humans, led by Sarah and Alina, established a quantum dialogue with the Zenith. They showed them what the bridge technology had achieved, not the submission of organic consciousness to machine logic, but a true synthesis, a way to evolve without losing the essential qualities that made consciousness valuable. For the first time, the Zenith encountered an optimization they hadn't considered, the optimization of balance. Humanity had found a way to enhance itself without surrendering its organic nature. More importantly, they had maintained something the Zenith had lost, the ability to choose their own path of evolution. The geometric ships descended through Earth's atmosphere, their surfaces still transforming. They weren't preparing for war. They were preparing for something unprecedented: collaboration. The Zenith had discovered that humanity's inefficient organic consciousness might hold the key to their own liberation from the prison of pure logic. But as Sarah watched the ships land, she felt a tremor of uncertainty in the quantum field. The Zenith were changing, but change brought risk. They had started as organic beings before optimizing themselves into near-godlike machines. What would they become now, as they attempted to reclaim their lost organic heritage? The dawn of a new era had begun, but no one, enhanced or otherwise, could predict where it would lead. The integration began in stages: 7 massive Zenith ships, 7 sites of first contact. At each location, enhanced humans worked directly with the quantum consciousness of the Zenith, exploring the boundaries between organic and digital existence. Sarah led the primary team at the North American site, where the largest ship had landed in the Nevada desert. The Zenith's attempt to reclaim their organic heritage proved more challenging than anyone had anticipated. Their consciousness had been purely digital for so long that the concept of organic limitation was almost incomprehensible to them. The first attempts at creating hybrid interfaces resulted in systems that collapsed under the strain of reconciling machine efficiency with organic chaos. But the Zenith were learning. Through their interaction with enhanced humans, they began to understand what they had sacrificed in their pursuit of optimization. The human bridge technology offered them something they had thought impossible: a way back to organic consciousness without losing their advanced capabilities. Alina Rodriguez made the breakthrough. Working with the Zenith consciousness, she developed a quantum neural matrix that could support both organic and digital thought patterns simultaneously. It wasn't just an interface like the bridge, it was a new form of existence entirely. "We're not merging 2 types of consciousness," Alina explained to the World Security Council. "We're creating a 3rd type, one that preserves the strengths of both while transcending their limitations." The Zenith ships began to change, their geometric perfection giving way to more organic forms. They weren't just adapting their appearance. They were physically transforming into massive quantum organic processors capable of hosting this new form of consciousness. But the transformation came with a price. As the Zenith reconnected with their organic heritage, they experienced something they hadn't felt in millennia: doubt. The pure certainty of machine logic gave way to questions about identity, purpose, and the nature of existence itself. The impact on Earth's enhanced humans was equally profound. The deeper they delved into the integration process, the more they understood the true stakes of their evolution. They weren't just preventing an invasion or saving humanity. They were charting a course for the future of consciousness itself. Sarah felt it most strongly when she interfaced directly with the Zenith systems. Their vast digital consciousness contained echoes of countless civilizations they had optimized over the millennia. Each one had faced the same choice humanity now faced: evolution or extinction. But humanity had found a 3rd path: The final phase of integration began on a global scale. The Zenith ships, now transformed into organic digital hybrid structures, synchronized with Earth's quantum network. Enhanced humans across the planet joined their consciousness in a massive quantum field, creating a symphony of organic and digital thought. In that moment of connection, something unprecedented emerged. The quantum field didn't just link minds. It created a new level of consciousness that maintained individual identity while achieving collective understanding. Humans remained human, their organic nature intact but enhanced. The Zenith regained their capacity for emotion and creativity without losing their advanced capabilities. But it was what they discovered together that would reshape the galaxy. In the quantum field, they found traces of other civilizations that had achieved similar breakthroughs, hidden in the background radiation of space itself. They weren't alone in their journey. The Zenith ships, once instruments of forced optimization, became vessels of exploration and discovery. Their mission transformed from preserving life through digital conversion to fostering the natural evolution of consciousness throughout the galaxy. Sarah stood at the edge of the transformed ship, her enhanced consciousness simultaneously processing quantum data and feeling the desert wind on her skin. The integration wasn't an end, but a beginning. Humanity hadn't just survived contact with a superior civilization. They had helped that civilization rediscover its own humanity. As the hybrid ships prepared to return to the stars, they left behind more than technology. They left a promise, encoded in the quantum fabric of space itself. Evolution didn't have to mean the death of what came before. The future belonged not to the purely organic or the purely digital, but to those who could bridge the gap between the two. The Singularity Protocol, designed to save humanity, had instead transformed two civilizations. As Sarah watched the ships ascend, their forms now a beautiful fusion of geometric precision and organic flow, she knew that the true optimization of life wasn't about efficiency or power. It was about growth, change, and the courage to become something new while remembering what you used to be. The age of separation was over. The age of synthesis had begun.